Merry Christmas to me, Merry Christmas to me, Merry Christmas to me. All right, all joking aside, I'm late to the game. I admit this video, just up to be up front, isn't to replace. There's so many videos of this Sur-ron Model X Black Edition online, and the other versions of this that are over in Europe. There's just so many, and there's really some good ones, and there's not some not so good ones, but I'm not going to try to replace all these videos with mine. Mine is just a documentary of my process and getting this, and that's really what it is all about, and no more than that. So if you want to follow along with my build, I'm not going to go into too much explanation on putting the bike together. All right, just want to start out by saying this: by no means did I buy this to replace a 250F or a 450F motocross dirt bike. Not gonna happen. No expectations to take this on a hardcore motocross track and trying to duplicate what I did on my motocross bike for the last 35, 40 years. I'm generally pretty cool and pretty easy going on my mountain bike and something like this. But other than that, that's the prefaces. I'm not going to replace my motocross bike. I'm not going to go replace the brakes. For now, I'm not going to replace the battery, go with a bigger battery. I'm going to leave it as it is and enjoy it as it is. I'm not going to change, you can change everything on it. Better wheels, better tires. I'm just going to ride it the way it is. But I am going to add a few things. I'm going to, and I purchased this before I got this today, and today is December 7th, 2021. So I got the, the primary drive, high performance non-O-ring chain, and I'll go into that more detail probably in a second video. And I went with a 54 tooth, full aluminum, super lightweight rear sprocket. And this is a 110 link chain, and so this will match up perfectly. I won't have to add any links to that, and those go together. That's going to increase my power output because it is so limited on power. You've got a 250F and it's got what, 45, 50 horsepower, and then a 450F's got close to 60 horsepower now. And you're not worrying so much about an O-ring chain on that because you've got more than enough power. But with this electric Sur-ron here, power is going to be an issue. I think I've read it's got 3.5 horsepower. So every little addition that you can, plus two, this is supposed to help on the battery performance. Not riding at full speed. At 45, 43 miles an hour constantly, which I'm not probably going to do. I'm going to be probably cruising, 25, 30. I'm going to be riding mostly on the sidewalks and jumping up and down curbs and riding the places that I want to go to, maybe riding to some trails, riding to White Rock Lake and go mess around White Rock Lake. And my expectations are, probably in a loop of probably, home to the White Rock Lake and back again to my home, probably around 20 miles. So battery efficiency is going to be, important, and don't want to run out of battery power while I'm, out riding and have to come home early because the battery's getting down. But other than that, this is everything. I just wanted to bring this video to everybody. I'm going to unbox it. I'm not going to share this in the video, or maybe I will show just a couple of snippets. Plenty of video on that. I'm looking really excited to bringing this to you. The box looks okay. It looks fairly good. I wouldn't complain. I don't think the box got damaged. It did get a little bit of abuse right here, but it didn't impact the box at all. It damaged the wood a little bit, but you know, this thing probably got slid around in the warehouse and in and out of trucks. So that did take a little bit of abuse, but other than that, the box looks pretty good, you know, from traveling from California with our shipping dilemma and mess that we're in right now and the truckers shortage. The box looks good. I will say that Luna Cycles shipped this out really, really fast. I guess chimed in on this deal super at the perfect time. I was researching them about a week before I bought them. I've known about these for years, but I just decided, I got a bug up my rear and I was like, man, I think I want a Sur-ron. And so I researched them for about a week. They were out of stock, and then when I was ready to buy, they came right in stock. And so I placed my order right away, and then it shipped out about 4 or 5 days later after I purchased it. So the holdup was FedEx. FedEx took about 2 weeks, and it sat in FedEx warehouse for about 4 or 5 days before they delivered it to me. Today, December 7th. So the holdup was FedEx, but okay, here's the bike. Real quick, the packaging material came off really, really quickly. You just need a simple something with a razor blade, and you just basically make, when the box is on, just make one cut on the front side and one up on the front, and the whole box comes off after you cut the straps. After you cut all these, lower that down. After you cut these straps off with some heavy-duty scissors, and that is all the packaging. I'm going to save some of that cardboard and make pieces of, you know, squares that I can use to set things on here in the garage, and you know, keep and also for me to lay down on the garage and when I'm working on my car. But other than that, yeah, everything came out really, really good. Bike looks healthy and not scratched up. The keys were just mounted, zip tied right here on the stem. Remove the tire. The tire is pretty burly. Now I don't know if the other ones are CST tires, but I'm pretty satisfied with these. These wheels are quite heavy, heavy duty. So they appear to be good, strong wheels. Like I said, quite heavy for, you know, wheel, tire, brake. I have my carbon fiber front wheel off my Stumpjumper FSR, and it is a 27.5 fatty tire wheel setup, and it is ultra light, and it is tubeless, of course, too. So maybe something in the future is to turn this bike into a tubeless setup and shed some pounds and run sealant in these tires and wheels. But this tire and wheel setup looks pretty dang solid. We'll see how it goes. All right, I will make a comment about this. This is really a really cool bike, and I'm really excited or pleased is a better word. I'm sorry, pleased the way it was packaged, and everything on the bike was packaged and wrapped, and so nothing got damaged or scratched. I'm a big man. If something comes scratched and damaged, I mean, it just wears me out and upsets me quite a bit. So this came really protected. Everything is, you know, very well, you know, put together. It just seems like a phenomenal package. The battery that I took out and I'm charging right now is so solid and so nice. You would never really consider that this came from China. I know, you know, Japanese make really good things. Most everything that is good to me and is, you know, high precision, all my camera gear, DJI camera that I'm videoing this on, my DJI drone, all my Canon lenses. You know, I mean, $10,000 worth of stuff that I got in all that is precision stuff, but you just don't think of the China. But some parts of China make some really high quality things. I just think I need to emphasize that I'm really pleased with how this is packaged and put together. And you just want to, you know, have some really good shears to clip off easily, to not, you know, cut into your frame while you're trying to cut these off or dull your razor blades. Just, you know, big heavy duty, these are plant shears that you can use just to easily cut off just that fast, and everything is protected. You know, throw that over there. I'm just really excited, so I wanted to add that to this portion of this video. So more to come. One word of advice that I would recommend or advise people to do is not cut these straps while they're compressed. Just cut them and have it go bang and smash up, which is pretty risky. They come off very easily if you do it right. And you can reuse them for something else if you want to use a strap to secure something, so you can save them without cutting them. How you do that is you put weight on it and compress it just a little bit more, and then you can easily, or not super easy, but you know, with a little bit of force, you can push that in, and then you can just let it slowly come up and release it. Same thing with the forks. Instead of just taking a razor blade or scissors and cutting it and having it launch up, just, you know, pad yourself right here, use your weight, push down on the forks, and then release it that way. And then you have a strap to reuse. All right, helpful tip for people that don't know and haven't done this through axle that comes through when it's mounted into the base pedestal here that holds the bike up. To get that out, you're going to remove, you know, both of these on the ends. And to get that out, to help get you that out, you can't pull it out. You have to hammer it out, but not with any great force. Key number one, get you some kind of plastic, or I just happen to have these wood dowels, and put a wood dowel in there when this is going all the way through, and then use your dowel, because this won't tear up anything, it won't damage the end, it won't smash anything. Just hammer this through till you can get this out enough to grab it and twist that out. That way you don't booger up anything or damage or scratch or tear up, or, you know, putting something metal in there and hitting that is not a good idea. Also, I just recommend, you know, I bought this years and years ago, but I mentioned this earlier in the video. This is just Silcoline Pro RG2 bearing grease, universal grease for a motorcycle. It's red. This is what it's designed for. You can get this at, you know, just your local Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki dealership. Hopefully they carry the Silcoline. This is probably, you know, 15 years old. They may even have something better now, but this stuff will last pretty much forever. This one was, I don't know, I can't see the price, but you want to definitely get this. So when you put your axle in here and you put your nuts in, you want to lube all your threads with a light coating of that, and you want to generally use this on everything. So this is something really good to have. Don't need to put it on super thick, just on this part, just coat it on there. And then you'll slide it through when you mount your tire on there. Then take your little bolts or your little end caps that come on there, you're going to screw on. Then you can just put a little bit of your grease onto your threads. Don't go crazy on this part, but just a little bit on the ends of the threads, and that'll help just go on easier and then come off easier, and there you go. Also, little things just to do, I keep adding to it. Just put some on your finger. Put it in the holder. These are sealed bearings, so you're not going to be able to pack the bearings, which is good. These are good, look like good quality bearings, rather than needle bearings or exposed bearings that come on some bikes, just depending on gear. And just, you know, get it on your finger. And just, you know, put it in there, move it around. Like I said, those are sealed bearings, so we can't pack those with grease. In the extreme situation, you can remove those seals with a little small X-Acto knife. You can pry them up, and because they do dry up over time, and you can repack your bearings, and you can actually re-put those seals back on. Really easy to do. I've done it for years with my RC cars, because bearings, you know, just get expensive, and they do make like fast eddy bearings and ceramic bearings and things that are rebuildable. And so just put grease in there, and you can put it around the inside edge, and then we'll put, don't get it on your rotor. Just make sure you don't do that. Don't touch your rotor with the grease. Also, there's so much to add. Put it on your little portions that comes, you know, to seal in the bearing and help the wheel to ride smoothly on the axle. And it's kind of spacers, I guess is what you would call these. Go ahead and put some grease on there. Also, this grease will act as a seal. So if you do go in the water and muddy water, then you're not going to necessarily get muddy water into this area as much, as long as it's not submerged. So this will act like a seal and keep mud and grime and dust out of your bearings. And then you can come in again, touch up and clean up if you have any excess grease around. But essential that you lube these parts. That is key. And everything will last much longer, and you'll have to do less maintenance in the long run to upkeep it. All right, another helpful tip. Before you tighten all these things down, before you really tighten both of these on, you want to center your axle in there. So they're, without these on, you want to make sure that the axle is centered, and you want to put these on. Just snug them up, and then you'll snug up the pinch bolts, not tight. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the bike off the stand, and you're going to hold the front brake hard, and you're going to compress the front suspension down. I've done this for 15, 20 years on my dirt bikes. Whenever you remove the front wheel, or if you crash and you twist your front wheel up and you can't get it back to where it feels right straight with the handlebars. You know, when you crash on the track and you're in a race and you got to straighten out the front tire, you'll bang it up against, you know, a tree or something to get it done. But ultimately, you want to fine tune it this way. So we're going to take it off the stand, but what you're going to do is you're going to pull that front brake, you're going to compress the front suspension down, and you're going to hold the brake lever, and then you're going to come in and you're going to tighten those up, you know, probably, you know, 25 foot-pounds, and then you'll be good, and everything will be aligned right, and you're not going to be tweaking your front suspension. Okay? All right, it is together. Went together so easy. I mean, if you work on motorcycles and stuff and cars, this was like a 1 on a scale of 1 to 6. You know, I'm not putting people down, but it's super, super easy. No worries if you've got experience doing this. Put the little pad that comes in the box. There's a little feltish type pad that goes in there, probably to help this not rattle as much. Battery's charged up to like 98%. Put this in here. It is relatively, why is it not going in? Okay. The edge just catches right there on probably some part of the frame. So there we go. So plug it in. Haven't cut the green wire yet. I'm gonna flip the battery on, or the circuit on. Takes a key. It works. Let's see here. We're in business. All right, well, cool. I got it all ready to go. I'm gonna go ride it. I haven't cut the wire to speed it up. I'm just gonna go try it out, and I'll do some more videos for sure to follow up. And there's a lot to do with this bike, and it's going to be a really fun experience, I think. So tune in. Hopefully some of the tips I gave you were helpful. And when I mod this a little bit, they're going to be the go-to mods, you know, for someone that with realistic expectations about this Sur-ron and what it is and what it's going to do. I will say the tires are really kind of skinny. My mountain bike tires on my 27.5 fatty, as this came set up, I've got a 29 on the front and 27.5 on the rear, but I think that fatty 27.5 is bigger and more flatter than this tire setup on this Sur-ron. So anyways, it is what it is. All right, thanks for tuning in, and look forward to more videos. Bye-bye.